It's time for another classic, JP and the Beans Top 5. Now, believe it or not, we are at episode, I think, 112. And we have done a top 5 every single episode. Is it 113?
No, you were right on the episode number.
Okay.
We have not done a top 5 for every episode.
Almost every episode. Yeah.
Probably.
Almost every episode.
Probably like year 2.
Almost every episode. Humor me. Pretend I'm right. Let me be right here.
Okay, you're
What we
right.
said about true but unhelpful statements?
I'm just saying, I looked at the thing. I think we have 63 or 64. So,
Okay, that's pretty good.
so we're about 50%.
Since the truth is whatever we want it to be. Okay, fair. We've had a lot of top 5s to the point. However, somehow,
I'm being an anus.
not at all. Somehow, in some way, we have never done a top 5 villains.
No, we haven't.
List. Remarkably enough, we have covered a myriad of topics in the top 5 realm, each one deeply entertaining and truly enjoyable to cultivate said list. But something as straightforward as, hey, how about those villains we haven't touched yet? So I'm excited to get into it. I'm sure that we're going to get done with revealing our list, and I'm going to go, ow, yeah, that guy or gal. Totally forgot. Because there are so many quality villains out there. But without further ado and without further context, it is time for the top 5 villains from JP and the Beans. Beans, you go first.
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. We have 5.
Excellent.
I'm going to get a lot of heat. It's
Excellent.
probably going to be from you because it's probably your number 1.
Okay.
I have the Joker at 5.
Now we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's heat. Look, I literally put him on here as like a nod to the guy.
Yeah.
Here is why he's at 5 for me. I feel like we've gotten him too much. I feel like we have oversaturated the Joker market. I would like to dial it back. We have gotten a solo movie on this guy. Why? Why on God's green earth?
Sure.
Right? Every comic book run with Batman eventually goes back to the Joker, and I get that too. It's just, with Batman's Rogues Gallery, how extensive and how amazing that Rogues Gallery is.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but we should not be highlighting the Joker all the time with that in-depth Rogues Gallery. It just shouldn't happen.
Sure.
You have Mr. Freeze. You have Clayface. I will even go as far to say, as a Man-Bat, could be very interesting with more screen time.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
I am just...
Two-Face.
But
Bane,
even if you think about it from a comic book standpoint, the Batman Who Laughs is just a combination of the two.
Correct.
And then he goes on, in the second iteration of the Batman Who Laughs, where he Jokerizes a bunch of other people. It's just like, look, why? Why do we...
You're a little full. You know what
I'm
you're saying.
full.
A little full, not a set.
Again, he's great. He's iconic. He has had the best villain moments in Batman's career. You look at The Killing Joke, you look at Death in the Family, just to name a couple. I get it. That's why he's on the list.
Yep.
But I am tired. That's why I don't want the Joker to be in Matt Reeves' Batman. I don't. I know we have Barry Keoghan in there.
Yep.
Right? I don't need to see him.
Right.
If you're gonna pull him in like 3rd or 5th. I really just there's so many other cool characters I want to see highlighted.
Yeah.
And the Joker just takes that time away. So that's why he's at number 5 for me.
Totally understand.
He made the list. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Not my number 1.
Yep. Totally fair. Totally understand where you're coming from.
And I will say this too. If I had to make like a Mount Rushmore, he would be on the Mount Rushmore for how iconic he is as a villain. This is my personal. So I have the Joker at 5.
We've always said with these top 5s, these are our top 5s, personal preference. So we're not trying to rank what we think everybody's bests should be.
It's
This
fine.
is who we've.
You'll be writing me death notes tomorrow. It's okay.
Oh, I won't wait till tomorrow.
Fair.
No. For me, how I chose to approach this list was I wanted it to be some combination of the comics and movies or TV shows.
That's fair.
So didn't want to draw from just one or the other. So because of that, for me, Thanos is my number 5. I think he was a tremendous villain, primarily because by the time he was allowed to be present, he had been teased for movie after movie. But by the time we got Thanos on the screen, he was the most formidable villain that we had yet seen in the MCU from the word go. And I think of how well they did at establishing the just strength of his character to go toe to toe with the Hulk and just thrash him right out of the gate was well, that sets the bar pretty dang high for what this particular villain can bring after we had just seen the Hulk wreck everybody in Thor Ragnarok. And so that they did such a great job of not rushing with that character. And here's one of the most critical parts. This will be a common theme for me in my list. They made him relatable. That's hard to do at times with villains, but they made his quest to bring balance to the universe understandable and just empathetic enough for you to go, I get it. Boy, still please don't do it. Still not the right choice, but we can at least understand where he's coming from. So it's hard to make a entirely CGI character work, but in the movies, they did a heck of a job. And obviously, in the comics, the dude is a unit in his own right as well. I do think the movies have done him better, though, than the comics, quite frankly. The comics have had some nice moments, but I don't even think it's a question that the movies have done Thanos the highest honor in terms of his just sheer power. So that's my number 5, Thanos. My number 4 is Magneto. This is largely, again, due to the portrayals that we got in the movies.
And he's at 4 with those portrayals?
He's at 4. He is terrific. He is terrific. Whether it's Sir Ian McKellen or our guy Michael Fassbender. Those were 2 tremendous portrayals at 2 different stages of Magneto's life. And just like with Thanos, the ability for each of those gentlemen to portray Magneto as a relatable and empathetic villain was absolutely terrific. And he has been done so well in the comics in that regard. I think of particularly the House of M storyline where Magneto feels as though he has deeply failed his children. Like he's just this unique blend of very selfish, very narrow-minded person, and yet there are times where he unveils a little more humanity than you thought he had hiding in that little cupboard heart of his. And his partnership at different times with Charles Xavier and their friendship, boy, that collaboration just teases what could be with Magneto. But he consistently comes back to, and this is where he gets most relatable, what he thinks is right. Problem is, what he thinks is right often is, well, we're going to kill a bunch of people. We're going to kill a bunch of people. It's like, well, you're so close, bud. You're
He's so
close.
good at it, though.
And he is also really effective. And just that ability to manipulate metal. He has some of the coolest scenes in movie villainy.
Some of the coolest kills.
100%. Like where he draws the granular metal out of the security guard. Like,
How about the quarter through the head?
Yep. Pretty tough to beat that as well. So a lot of great on-screen and on-the-page moments with Magneto. He is my number 4. Over to you, Beans.
My number 4.
Mhm.
I have a Roku Saki. And who's that? I have the Shredder.
Yes.
Because nothing is more intimidating
Rokusaki.
than the Shredder. Look, this dude's vendetta against the Turtles is awesome, right? His dynamic with Splinter, killing Splinter's master in the name of love, and then deciding to come all the way over to New York and just create an army of ninjas to take over New York is hilarious to me.
Indeed.
Some of the coolest fights I've actually seen is always between Leonardo and Shredder. When those two go at it solo, get out of Leo's way. That's all I gotta say to that.
So the coolest designs in all of comics and movies. Like his suit is just incredible.
Well, and that's the thing too. He has found a way where you can't kick him because your foot will be sliced to crap.
Shredded. It'll be shredded.
He's got the Wolverine claws without the
extensions.
Right. They're just out there.
Right.
And probably doesn't hurt every time he pulls them, but it's the Shredder. And he is a great martial artist. So I got the Shredder at 4.
I love that. It's a great number 4. Your number 3, sir.
Number 3, this is going to be very fitting because this reflects my number 3 from last week, except we're just going to solo in on the guy who's in charge of it. I have Apocalypse at number 3.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
When he takes over in Age of Apocalypse, holy crap, is that just a terrible place to live? It is a horrible, horrible place to live. Wolverine loses a hand. You've got Cyclops, that's actually a bad guy now in that universe. Sabretooth is somehow a good guy. You flip-flop.
Yep.
Magneto ends up with Rogue. We can keep going down the weird rabbit hole that is Age of Apocalypse. But there is not one time where they're like, oh, we can mess with this guy. Everybody,
not messable.
Not a single person wants to mess.
Nor should they.
With Apocalypse.
Nope.
And you've seen he's immortal every time he gets on the screen with the X-Men outside of that terrible, terrible movie. He does work.
Yeah. I always thought one of the just greatest elements of Apocalypse is the ability to share or bestow powers on his acolytes.
That's so cool.
Right? Like that's such a neat and rare ability that you don't get in too many heroes or villains, quite frankly. And that is such a huge draw of the character, both for why other, let's just say, characters that are on the fence about, man, do we partner with this guy? Do we battle this guy? Well, when the guy that you're thinking about fighting goes, if you join my side, I'm going to give you a level up, and it's genuine and it's not going anywhere. Yep. I get it. That makes sense why other characters would be drawn to that. And so I think he just uniquely, Magneto, but he's uniquely magnetic in that way.
And the last thing that I'll say, I love his motivations because when it comes to the X-Men, they are wanting peace between humans and mutants.
Yep.
You have Magneto, who on his side, it's mutants over everybody else. Yep. You go to the humans and the Sentinels, it's humans versus everyone else.
Yep.
Apocalypse doesn't care if you're a mutant or not. It's survival of the fittest. So if you are able to handle the power that he can give you, you have every right to live. But if you're weak, goodbye.
Yep.
Does not care about you whatsoever.
No.
And I love that it gives like this third kind of aspect to these X-Men villains where it's not either or side of the spectrum. In a sense, he's like, yeah, I agree. We should be all living in harmony, but not the weak people. The weak people suck. Let's kill all the weak people. And then the strong, because then we can repopulate with more strong. And essentially, we're just going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
So, Apocalypse is my number 3.
That's a great pick for number 3. My number 3 is someone who doesn't share power very well. It's my guy, Sinestro. Sinestro, this is entirely based on the comics portrayal of the character because we have yet to see an on-screen portrayal that does this character justice. Maybe we'll get it in Lanterns here in the next several months. We'll see. But Sinestro in the comics is such an outstanding villain. He goes from Green Lantern to Yellow Lantern to the point where he's building out his own Yellow Lantern Corps. And again, for the simple reason of he thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks the Green Lanterns, and in particular, the Guardians that are behind the Green Lantern's power are absolute farces. He thinks he has seen enough of the universe to realize that you know what the universe actually needs? It doesn't need willpower to keep it in its lane. It needs fear. Fear is the most effective way to protect the universe. So again, he's not out there terrorizing for the sake of terrorism, although he does employ quite a few terrorist-like people and creatures in his Yellow Lantern Corps, but he is doing all of it to what he believes is the ultimate good goal of controlling the universe and keeping it from imploding due to the very real evil that's within. Like many villains, he's blind to his own evil, which, hi, narcissist, my name is Sinestro. That's just
aren't they always narcissists?
But I tell you what, the Sinestro Corps War is one of the best comics, period, that I've ever read. Obviously, as the title would suggest, it's based heavily on the actions of Sinestro, but then even that was pre-New 52 for the DC. Comics line, once they got into the New 52, Sinestro still had a lot of opportunities to flex, and in particular in that Green Lantern storyline with Hal Jordan, the back and forth between those two characters is very satisfying and tremendous. So Sinestro is my number 3. My number 2, Kingpin.
Good call.
I felt really good about this one. Combination here, the on-screen portrayal by Vincent D'Onofrio has been elite, absolutely exquisite, to the point where I truly can't imagine anyone else portraying
I can't.
Wilson Fisk. Just can't. Will it happen someday? Of course it will. But right now, Vincent D'Onofrio, like that's my Kingpin right there. He is ripped straight out of the comics when you see him on the screen, and he is that not very well buttoned up Rage, right? Who is trying to hide in plain sight while at the same time just letting the rage out in the shadows, and then trying to keep the shadows from propping up into the daylight. No, get back down to the shadows. Part of what makes the Kingpin such a phenomenal villain, though, is the unique nature of his relationship with his greatest adversary, and that is Matt Murdock, Daredevil. They are both uniquely intimate in terms of their knowledge of each other, of each other's past, of each other's motives, of each other's present and desires for the future. And they formulate this unique partnership in the comics to where they essentially agree that they will always be in battle with one another, and yet they do not seek. They have, it's like this feudal Japan kind of code where there's a line that they know where it is and they're not going to cross it with each other. And it just creates such phenomenal tension, because as soon as other characters in their world become aware of the line, all the other characters are going, well, I'm crossing the line. And then it just forces clash and conflict with Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock. So the comics run by Brian Michael Bendis on Daredevil has obviously a lot of great Daredevil moments. It allows Kingpin to do some great work as well. And of course, the Daredevil television show with our guy, Vincent D'Onofrio, has been nothing short of magnificent for the character. So great character. Looking forward to seeing him have a chance to flex against some other heroes. Right? Hello, Spider-Man. Because turns out he's a great Spider-Man villain, too. So Vincent D'Onofrio.
That'd be perfect.
Can't wait to see him more, my man. Kingpin is my number 2.
All right. My number 2, I have Magneto.
There you go.
Magneto's easily my number 2. The dude is phenomenal. Every time you see Magneto, you're like, oh, crap. This is not going to go.
How does that helmet work? It shouldn't work that well. It does.
That has evolved surprisingly well.
Yes.
When you see it on the movies, you're like, oh, this is the potential to be really corny. And it isn't. I think about the Juggernaut helmet as well being corny.
Yep.
Possibly. It worked in Deadpool 2. It did not work in X-Men 3. Yep. Okay? It did not. It looked like a... we're not even going to focus on that. Anywho. Okay, back on Magneto. For all the reasons you said, the amazing kills, I think what shoots him up for me especially, and no shot to Ian McKellen, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, he could play Magneto till the end of time. I am serious when I say this. Marvel, do not recast Magneto. Let Michael Fassbender stay as that character, because as far as I'm concerned, he is the best version of Magneto we've had. But he can play that until he's old and gray. No one's going to care.
He'll hang out for a while. He'll be fine.
So there's just something, again, Magneto in his own mind is not an evil person. He's even tried to come up with ways to get the mutants out with peace. But when Magneto's hand is pushed, that's when you're like, oh no.
When he goes, he goes.
Correct. That man survived the Holocaust. All right. He has seen evil face to face. You wonder why he is the way he is? Lived through one of the worst time periods ever. So, Magneto's awesome. That's all I got to say. Sweet stuff that he can do.
He's phenomenal.
Omega level mutant.
Yep. Love it.
So
Good
that's my
number two. Good number two. Your number one, sir.
My number one is the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn.
Yep.
And it's not close.
Mhm.
We talked about with the Joker
Mhm.
and how much pressure he puts on Batman
Mhm.
and all the important key points in his career that he had.
Yep.
Green Goblin is the only one that really was able to do that to Peter.
Mhm.
Killing Gwen Stacy, don't even get me started on the complicated relationship Harry and Peter have. But just the influence alone that Norman has to the point where he has even been able to outgrow just Spider-Man
Right.
and become an Avengers level threat.
Yep.
Everybody knowing that this guy is not a good guy.
Mhm.
But there's something about hearing the laugh and the Goblin Glider come out of nowhere. You're like, oh no.
Mhm.
Because whenever Green Goblin gets on the screen, there is a good chance someone's going to die. And you don't always have that threat looming with Spider-Man villains, right? Rhino's there to destroy property. Doc Ock is there to beat Spider-Man more on the intellectual side
Mhm.
than the physicality side.
Mhm.
And he just wants to one-up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Green Goblin is out there to just ruin Peter's life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially when Norman figures out that Peter is Spider-Man.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
get out of the way, man.
Mhm.
And yeah, so for me, it's just, and we talk about Willem Dafoe.
Mhm.
We talk about Willem Dafoe. I'm going to ignore the Amazing Spider-Man, Green Goblin. And I'm
Correct.
going to ignore James Franco's
Yep.
Spider-Man. Let's look at Willem Dafoe. The way that he handled the split personality, the duality there. He did it again in No Way Home. They brought him back, and guess what? That man did not skip a beat. And his turn into the madness is almost just as sad as with Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, but it gets overshadowed by that.
Right.
He was a good man.
Yeah.
That made some mistakes.
Yeah.
And whew, because him and Peter before all that had a great relationship, almost better than him and his own son. So to see that downfall even with Norman is just,
Mhm.
it's depressing to watch.
Yeah.
So, and then we're even going into the video games for Spider-Man now that Norman's going to be the big bad in
Sure.
Spider-Man 3 for PS5 or PS6, whenever that comes out, and just Norman's influence there as well. So there's just something about a rich guy that goes crazy that, it's
Draws the people in.
that's literally the only difference one of the big differences between him and the Joker is he's got the financial resources to do whatever he wants. So
Correct.
I got Green Goblin at number one.
It's a great number one. It is, especially upon reflection, pretty wild that character and the Norman Osborn iteration, which is the Green Goblin, as far as I'm concerned, has had only Willem Dafoe to portray him well so far in a live action.
Yeah, because
film.
even the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man was Harry.
Yeah.
So we've only got one Norman,
Right.
and it was a great Norman Osborn. And here's my only thing: if we get Norman back, first of all, I think he should come back in this next Spider-Man trilogy.
Yep.
I do not want him as Green Goblin right away.
Correct.
Build that.
Correct.
Build the crap out of that.
Yeah. Take your time.
And for the love of God, as much as I love the Green Goblin armor
Mhm.
and how sick that looks, I want a classic look.
Yep.
Give me the purple hat and the crazy laughter.
Integrate.
They can do it.
Integrate the goofiness. Like it worked for the Raimi version at the time. It's like, fine. Yep, it worked for that specific character in that specific way. But you 100% need to lean into the comic accuracy of.
And I know how terrifying the Ultimate Universe's version of Green Goblin is, where he's pretty much just a giant gargoyle. I don't want that either.
Yep.
I want classic
that's
Green Goblin,
into the cartoonishness.
the laughing. Look, you know how creepy and intimidating that mask will look if they do it right?
Right.
You can do the facial expressions. I know that's what they were worried about with Norman in the original Spider-Man movie. I get that back then. we are at a time now where you can pull that off without any issues.
Yeah, you don't need to still
So
mask.
I'm pumped.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my number one is Green Goblin.
I love that. It's a great number one. And you're right. My number one is the Joker. And I totally understand where you're coming from. And I don't disagree with the saturation argument at all. It's true. And for me, Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight, there may be performances at some point that'll like hit that similar level in terms of their villainy. Hasn't happened yet, in my opinion. It's not a layup. It's not automatic. That is a difficult role to execute at such a high level. And so that portrayal is still at the very top in terms of movies. The comics, he's such a uniquely challenging opponent. And has he been overused? Totally agree. I thought about putting the Batman Who Laughs on my list somewhere, but the truth is he's essentially a variant of Joker. Like he's a blend between what would happen if Bruce Wayne and the Joker got blended together. Okay, cool, very cool concept. Works great. Works really well with Batman and the Joker getting blended in the comics. It's another great villain, but you don't get there without the Joker. You just don't. There are, and you mentioned them already, a long list of comic stories where the Joker has been exceptionally forceful. I don't think anybody but Scott Snyder did him better in the New 52. That portrayal of the Joker was, and this isn't pleasant, but he's sadistic, he's clever, and in no small way, he is outsmarting Batman time and time again. And somehow Batman consistently underestimates him in a weird way because he doesn't want to fully embrace how truly terrifying and imposing the Joker really is. So you have this unique dynamic where Bruce Wayne is going, no, there's no way he can do that. There's just no way. And he does. The Joker does pretty consistently. So for me, the Joker is number one. Total personal preference there. But as you said earlier, I agree. There's a lot of great Batman villains out there. It does not need to just be the Joker. And I think Batman comics since that time have done a better job of emphasizing other villains in that rogues gallery, which has been refreshing. It's never going to get away from the Joker entirely, of course. But that's my number one.
Well, and one thing I just want to add to, I'm blanking now, to Dark Knight, Heath Ledger. There we go.
Yep.
The one thing I want to really key in with Heath, that he did such a good job with the Joker, is he understood that the Joker is controlled chaos.
Yes.
We don't see the control part. We think it's all chaos. Yeah. But every little bit and piece, if you watch that movie, Joker knows what he's doing 100% of the time. And he makes everybody else think that he's just a psychopath. And he is, but
he plays into it. He insists that he's not in control or doesn't have a plan, but he does.
Correct. And like, I just watched one of the clips recently from when Batman's just charging at him with the motorcycle. And Joker's like, come on, do it. Do it. There is a part there where Joker's like ready to get out of the way if he's not going to do it. But he knows Batman is going to go around him. And I think that's such a key part to the Joker where, no offense to Jared Leto, I think Jared Leto was more, Joker's bananas. He's just crazy. He doesn't know what he's doing. And even if you look at Mark Hamill's performance with voice acting, I think he also understood that too, is the Joker is controlled chaos. There's always another plan for why he's doing what he's doing. And that just brings him up another notch. It's not when the Joker hits and has a plan, it's not to just be crazy for the sake of crazy. He's testing the Batman, whether it's, I can get you to pull the trigger.
He's a psychotic contrarian where he's taking whatever anybody else says that they are, and he's taking it as a challenge of, I bet I can get you. I'll bet I can get you to turn entirely away from what you say that you are. He's just an extreme version of that personified, but he's also wickedly clever. he is, and you said it best. He's controlled. He's not just a loose fire that's burning everything up. He is directing all of that heat very intentionally and often in the shape of chaos, but controlled chaos nonetheless.
And when he does lose control, good night. Because it has happened.
Yeah.
And you just want to get out of the way of that. But
yeah,
for the most part, he knows what he's doing. And I think whoever, maybe Barry Keoghan, because I heard, his performance to get that role was phenomenal.
Yep.
I'm hoping if it's him or if it's in the DCU, whoever takes on that role.
Because it'll happen. Yeah,
somebody will. And good luck, because that is a hard role to have. Okay. That's what I hope they focus in on, is what Heath did so well, is just the controlled chaos.
Yeah.
So
totally agree. Well said, sir.